Welcome back to the second segment. As promised, it was going to just be a quick break, and it certainly was. We are, this segment, going to be talking about the results from the League Cup yesterday. Just a few more results to pick up on, and then we have got the next round draw of the Cup. Some of the fixtures haven't been played, but those fixtures, as you can imagine, will come up as both those teams on there. So while I've got Kamruz and Shakil to help me do the draw, I just want to quickly touch on, Nani, if I can, with you. That game between Stepney A and Stepney B, what a game.
It was one of those games that we talked about in length last week. It's one of those games that you'd expect the reserve team to be showing to the main team that we are there, we are here, we can play, and we want to play for the A team as well. This was a platform, a chance, you know, a chance that you don't get in every season to showcase that what you're made of, you know. So if anything, those teams would have played out their heart, you know. The B team would have played out their heart.
They were actually winning by 3 goals to 2. It's only in the last couple of minutes that Stepney A managed to get a goal to draw to go to penalty. That's why Stepney B, you can hear the shout from the other side of Hackney Marshes when they scored.
Well, what a result that would have been if Stepney B.
It was that close, but obviously experience comes into it. But you got to give a bigger shout out to Walthamstow Red Star.
Yeah.
They were actually beating London Tigers by 2 goals to 0. It's only because of the 2 errors made by the keeper that let Tigers come in, and then obviously in the last couple of minutes they forced the 3rd goal and won the. But credit to Walthamstow Red Star for Division 2 to play a Premiership side, experienced champions, and to compete and to only just narrowly lose and by the mistakes by the keeper. You know when the keeper makes a mistake, and it's one of those situations. He made 2 errors which cost him the goals. They came back in the last 2 minutes. I think they bombarded and scored a goal. But credit to Walthamstow for giving a big fight, because before that we didn't think they'll play or match them in that level, but they run their heart out, gave 100%, and gave the London Tigers run for their money. And that's probably been the difference then. It's the championship, the Premiership team have shown their Premiership qualities and sort of hung on. And
yeah, I mean, what actually separates those teams are endurance. You know, the main teams are a lot more experienced than the reserve teams. You know, they've played week in, week out. They've played for many years, and they have a lot more experiences, and they're a lot calmer. You know, whereas the reserve teams will come in, they want to showcase what they're made of. They score a few goals, and then they can't last that long. You know. That's what the only difference is, I think, from my opinion. And quick credit, I guess I can give to Redcoat, one of the 2nd Division teams to get through to the next round.
Redcoat's been one of the good teams this season. I'm very happy with the way they're performing and the way they recruit more players. So credit to them, and they wouldn't surprise a lot of teams. So next round should be interesting who they play. And credit also to Sol Youth. Although Beaumont had most of the possession, created a lot of chances, didn't take away. They forced the issue and got the last-minute draw to go into penalties. And obviously in penalties, anyone's game. But I think they gave a good. So all the underdogs, to be honest, actually fought and gave 100%, showed the resilient, and hopefully they can in next year or in the league they will do better.
Yeah. Thank you very much to all those teams then that played in the made it through to that round of the League Cup. And Tower Hamlets Homes, we promised them to continue with our cup because we're going to give them more challenging games, and you guys haven't disappointed, so well done. Right. We are going to the draw of the next round. I know there's 3 fixtures outstanding. We're going to deal with that all now. Shakil and Kamruz have got themselves in their positions. They are going to do the draw for the next round. And these games will be played after the 10th of January, because on the 10th of January, the remaining 3 fixtures, which we'll hear about very shortly from the draw, they will be played. So I understand you have a brown envelope there, and it has teams in it, not cash. Good. Right. Who's going to do the home team draw for us?
If I do the home team.
Right, Cameron, if you do the home team, Shakil, if you do the away team. So, the League Cup 3rd round, League Cup quarter-final draw being undertaken live for you here right now. Please look out for your teams. And if you don't get the draw you want, Cameron and Shakil are the ones to blame. First team to be drawn out of the hat is?
The winners of Bromley versus Ace.
Okay, the winners of Bromley versus Ace. And Shaks, who are they up against?
They're going to play Redcoat.
There is on your screen. Bromley Ace, the winners of that game, will play against Redcoat. Cameron, if we can get the next home team, the 2nd quarter-final, please.
The winners of Crusaders versus Leytonstone.
Oh, Crusaders versus the cup holders, Leytonstone. They are going to be up against Shakil, please.
They're going to be playing Sire or Lotus.
Sire or Lotus. Okay, and if we can get the third quarter-final home team, please.
Reach out.
Reach out. And they are going to be playing against, over to my left, I can feel it, there's a few shivers coming out. But I can hear Stepney being called, but let's see, is that going to be the case? Shaquille, have you done them a favour?
No.
I think Rashid to my left is very pleased with that. Reach Out will be playing Beaumont as the third quarter-final, and just for the formalities, the fourth quarter-final home team, Stepney, there they are. Stepney, they are going to be up against, please, Shaquille.
London Tigers.
London Tigers. Thank you very much, gentlemen. If you want to come back and take your seats, I might as well show you the fixtures that we just had drawn out. So on your screen, there you have it. The Tower Hamlets League Cup, sponsored by Tower Hamlets Homes, quarter-finals. There we have it at the top of the screen. Hopefully, 31st of January fixtures will take place. Again, like I stressed, please check the ILFL website to ensure that is your fixture. We have the winners of Bromley versus Ace will play against Redcoat. Then we have the winners of Crusaders and Leytonstone, our cup holders, will play against the winners of Saya versus Lotus. And then we have our definite fixtures. Reach Out will be relishing their game up against our Rashid's beloved Beaumont, and then potentially the hottest fixture of that draw, Stepney versus London Tigers. That is your quarter-final draw for the League Cup, sponsored by Tower Hamlets. Cameron, I might as well come straight over to you. I mean, Hawk and Legal got knocked out the first round, so I guess you can view this as a neutral. Any preferable fixtures there for anyone?
I think the Stepney Tigers one is a tasty one there. Both of those teams have won the cups in the past, and I think there'll be two of the favourites there. Reach Out are very, very strong, so I hope Beaumont come out with a full-strength squad, because otherwise they'll just rip them apart.
Shax, what's been what fixture do you think is the one that you want to go and get your nose into?
Well, I'm hoping Bromley beat Ace, and then that'll be a good game. And Redcoat are really doing well in their second division, and if Bromley do go through, that'll be a very tasty game.
Yeah.
A team that's really struggling in the Premier League against a team that's really doing well in the second division.
Nanu, pick one before we pick on Rash.
Okay. I think Crusaders will go on to beat Leytonstone.
And the cup holders up.
The cup holders up. And I think Lotus will go on to beat Saya. And then we will see Crusaders versus Lotus, which is going to be one of the games to watch out for.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Looking forward to Reach Out, Rash.
Well, we played them in the league. The first game we beat them 3-1, so it's not it's not like it's mission impossible. It can be done. The league form since then hasn't been great, but they have been picking up in the last 2 weeks. Yes, it'll be tough. I think Reach Out will be favourite in my opinion, but because psychologically the fact that we've beaten them already in the league once, it can be done. So on the day, hopefully if we can bring up the full squad and give 100%, then there's always a chance. But I would say Reach Out will be definitely favourites. But to be honest, in that round, you got 7 teams from Premiership. You're bound to get tough teams, so you know it's always going to be tough. I think the Bromley and Ace would probably fancy the chance, but I think saying that they got Redcoat, I think they probably fancy their chances.
Well, it's funny you say that about the Premiership. This time last year, if we could just slowly start on our recap for the year. This time last year, we had less representation from the Premier Division, didn't we?
That's right, but I think they clashed, they fought each other before the quarterfinal, semi-final. I know Bow managed to get through to the final with Leytonstone and a few other teams, even Bowman Youth were in the semi-final. So it's good. It's obviously this year we know the Premiership's strong, we know it's tough, and obviously that's shown in the League Cup that they've got 7 teams already in there in the quarterfinals, and most likely there'll be 4 teams there from there.
I mean, Cameron, you promised Tower Hamlets Homes there'll be even more competitive football in the Cup this year. Have we lived up to that?
I think so, and it's a shame they couldn't make it today, but you know, what they're helping and what they're sort of supporting is great to see. Like I said, the Premiership this year, I've been in playing in the league for the last 15 years, been in the committee for the last 13 years, and this, I've got to say, is the strongest Premiership ever. And it's exciting to see that, and it's part of the work that we as a committee do, and also the teams who have been building up from the second division coming up doing as well. It just shows the strength and the dedication. I mean, Hawken Eagle FC started in the 2nd division. It took 3 years for us to come to the Premiership, but we've built that momentum up and we've worked hard to make sure those young players grow and grow with the team to come forward. And we're no pushovers in the Premiership at the moment. We're fighting with the big boys out there, and there are some big clubs out there. I mean, Leytonstone is a big setup. Bromley is a huge setup. Walthamstow Road Stars, not many teams may know about them, but they are an absolutely huge setup as well. Crusaders, I'm hearing, is also a very big setup. So these clubs and these teams have a very big backing. Arsenal, the community club of Arsenal, again, has got a huge backing as well.
Yeah, Shax, I mean, just looking at the lower divisions, something that you focused on. I mean, this year, do you think there's still a chance for our teams from the lower division to make an impact on this cup, or does it look like 7 Premiership teams are there? It's going to be an all Premiership
No, I think
final, if not semi-final.
And I think they got every chance. Richard got every chance to play either Ace or Bromley. And if Ace does beat Bromley, then that would be a good game for a Red Coat, because Ace are sort of struggling in the league, and Red Coat are going up and up, looking high in the 2nd division. But they got every chance really. Yeah.
Nanu, I've got a minute, and do you have any stats for us from last year or even this year?
No, I don't. I think we've got last year there wasn't a very good mixture. We had some of the Prem teams playing against a lot of our Prem teams. So some of them were knocked out, which allowed for some of the teams from the different divisions to come up and proceed further. But this time round, we had a really good mixture. I think the house is back in order again, and we're seeing that the stronger teams are still in it. And I think that they're in good position, I mean, although I know I mentioned Crusaders, Lotus, Reacher is one of the standard teams, I have to say that they're really resilient. They've come a long way, and the most standard team that I see in this season is Reach Out.
Yeah.
They have to do well. If they don't, then I'll be quite disappointed.
Okay. All right, that's us for the 2nd segment. That is the League Cup wrapped up. Coming up in the next segment, we still have one more cup draw, the Challenge Cup draw. I believe it's a Challenge Cup semi-final or quarter-finals, Rash. Which one are we doing?
Quarter-finals.
Quarter-finals. Challenge Cup quarter-final draw will be taking place in the next segment, and then we want to talk about this year and how it's been. So many competitions took place. I'm sure you want to get a mention, our guys from Milton Keynes, the UK Bandicoot Championship, and what we're looking forward to next year. So don't go too far. We'll see you in a few moments, and let's talk about this whole year. See you in a bit.